back. Every Thursday night, you can see my next guest help Donald Trump decide who to fire on NBC's hit reality show, The Apprentice. She's got a book out now. Please welcome Carolyn Kepcher. All right, now, you know, this is very interesting because you're a celebrity now, but you occupy this strange world of celebrity where I'm sure a lot of people recognize you when they see you, but they probably don't immediately know how they know you. Is that true?
That actually is true.
Right, like they don't
stare at me and say, I know you, or you look just like that girl on The Apprentice. And I say, yeah, I get that a lot. I get that a lot, you know?
And do they ever, like, reveal anything about what they think of that person on The Apprentice? Because then you get to find out what they think of Carolyn Kepcher, you know what I mean?
Well, actually, no. I was at an event with Donald, and they were building a building, and there was his associate.
Right.
His wife came up to me and said, oh, you look very familiar. And the person she was with said, that's the girl from The Apprentice. That's the girl from The Apprentice. She goes, you're that bitch on the show. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I suppose that's me. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm the bitch. Yeah.
I'm the bitch. Thank you.
That's great. Well, you know what's funny is that I saw you at the Emmys. There's a party at the Emmys afterwards, the Governor's Ball, and I'm walking and I see you, and I didn't recognize you right away because you had this big smile on your face. And when you're in the boardroom, you never smile. You just, it's a
boardroom, of course. I'm not smiling.
Right.
We're firing someone.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm not going after you for it. I think you're making all the right choices. Good for you. I'm not going to mess with you, but it must be, people know you as that person who doesn't smile. Have you ever thought you should be in a boardroom sometime where you're just smiling the whole time? That would freak out the contestants. If they came in and you were just like, that would have a great effect, I think, on the show.
I'll have to try that next time.
Just try it. It will not hurt the show in any way.
I will give it a shot.
Now,
Donald will probably look at me a little weird, but...
Let's talk about Donald. Do you call him the Donald or Donald? Do you ever call him
the Donald? No, I don't think I call him the Donald.
You don't think you call him the Donald?
No,
just Mr. Trump?
I think it's just Donald.
Okay. Oh, you call him Donald. How about Donnie? Ever do Donnie?
Can't say I've done that, no.
How about Big D? Okay. That has many meanings. Now, my question is, here's the Donald. I actually do a Trump. Hit it, Max. It's a pretty good impression.
Oh, here we go.
Now, that's pretty much... That's dead on. That is him. Everybody, all of us know him as this guy. I only see Donald Trump whenever you watch the show, and I bumped into him on the street, and he's always wearing the suit and the red tie, and that is it. Have you ever seen him in, like, cut-off jeans, 1920s bathing suit, mining outfit, rock and roll t-shirt, Ramones t-shirt? I mean, anything?
Well, it's kind of freaking me out that you're this interested in this, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm just curious if the guy ever, like, breaks it up a little bit. No? What do you think?
Well, I've seen him in a pair of jeans. I've seen him in golf attire. You know, I don't really go much more than that.
Dress? Everywhere you wear dress? Anything like that?
I don't remember the last... You're scaring me a little bit. You seem
that's what I do. I like
this.
to frighten people on this show. Do you yourself live in a Trump building, a Trump apartment?
I do not live in a Trump apartment.
That's interesting. They're supposed to be the best apartments. Why aren't you living in one? He's not going to be too happy with you.
Oh, great.
But, you know, what about this? Let's talk about the boardroom, because this is interesting. When people see the show, The Apprentice, it's very popular, and those boardroom scenes are very intense. And they'll sometimes, I guess they're on average, sometimes they can be 6 minutes long, 7, 8 minutes long. There's a lot of intensity. But I found out today that you actually, when you're shooting it, it can go on for hours.
Well, this season, it goes on from about 3 to 5 hours.
And then you cut it down.
I personally don't, but yes, they cut it down.
Well, I mean, the people making the show cut it down to the most tense 7 minutes. But what we're seeing on TV actually could have taken 5 hours.
That's true.
Wow, because there was one episode where Donald was thinking and talking, and then they cut back to him and he had a full beard. And it was a little bit of a bright red, weird beard.
They are long. It's very tiring. It's very tiring. I think this year the contestants they're a little exhausting.
Right.
They're a little exhausting as opposed to last year. So, and they frustrated me a little bit. as you probably tell this year.
They frustrate you. You actually get mad at these people sometimes. It's not an act. You really get angry with them.
After a few hours, and after some of the excuses and et cetera, it's very frustrating. They're very exhausting this year.
Right. And so when Mr. Trump actually says, D, Donnie, double D, Mr. D, when he says you're fired, that must be a nice moment for you sometimes, because you must be really angry at this person and want them to get fired. Is that true?
Well, he doesn't always go with my choice.
Oh, that's true.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
He doesn't always go with my choice. So when he says you're fired, and after 5 hours, you kind of, at one point, you say, that was tough. And then you say, oh, God, I got to get home. It's been 5 hours.
Right,
yeah,
right. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Got to back to my non-Trump apartment. Now, you're in a lot of trouble now with him.
A lot of trouble.
Now, before we go, you have this book.
I have a book.
Carolyn 101, Business Lessons from the Apprentice's Straight Shooter. What if this, and Mr. Trump has a book coming out soon, does he not?
He does.
What if your book does better than his book? What's going to happen?
Well, I figure, last I checked, I was about number 4 on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So he has 3 slots to fill.
Right, but what if he's number 5? I pity you. Just make sure this does well, but not too well. That's all I'm saying. That guy doesn't screw around. The Apprentice airs Thursday nights at 9 on NBC, and Carolyn 101 is in stores right now. Carolyn Kepcher, very nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We'll be right back. Mo Rock is here. Stick around.